All right, so hey, this is Tracy Caleb with the Property Mob, and we're here with Pam Douglas. She's our first mobster, and we call her Aunt Pam. Pam is a very big contributor to the real estate investor community and a wealth of knowledge. So thank you, Pam, for spending a few minutes with us today to share about yourself with the mobsters. So usually, everybody starts with tell us where you're from.
Good morning. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody starts with, tell us about yourself and where you're from and all this. But first, I want you to tell us something about yourself that might surprise us.
Oh, Lord Jesus. I'm a very shy person, to be honest with you.
What? Say what?
I'm a very shy person. Most people do not believe that, but I'm very shy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't believe you, Pam.
Yeah, once I get out of, if I'm not in my comfort zone where I'm in total control, I'm pretty shy. I'm being totally honest with you.
Okay, so like you mean in crowds or in front of new people and new situations?
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
Okay, all right. Well, tell us, how long have you been in the real estate business?
Well, I bought my first property in 1999. I bought it from my parents. I had thought about getting into the business, but wasn't really sure. I bought some sheet courses, and I decided to kind of play around with the cheap property from my parents. And I bought that property for like $2,500, and I fixed it up, and I rented it out. And at the time, I was just wanting to get, cash flow, positive cash flow. I was working as a full-time pharmacist, and I wanted cash flow, and I wanted tax deductions because I don't have any children, and as far as trying to get tax deductions, you need a business, and so real estate was one of the things that my parents did. So I just decided to kind of dive into it in 1999. I think it was October the 6th. 1999 when I bought that first property.
Hey, do you still have that property, or did you sell it?
I finally sold it. I sold it, probably I think like 5 or 6 years later for about, I think like $22,000 cash.
Oh, wow. So you made some cash flow, and then you were able to sell it for a lot more. That's cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Do you work full-time in real estate now?
Yeah, I work full-time in real estate, although I am a relief pharmacist, and what that basically means is that I'm a licensed pharmacist, and I call myself an independent contractor. I have friends that own pharmacies, and on occasion, they need someone to come in and do some relief work. So rather than go through an agency, they can go through me. And so I'll only go someplace where I can take my laptop and do my real estate. So it's pretty easy for me.
Yeah.
But yes, I've been doing real estate full time for about 2.5 years now. I made some mistakes when I was buying properties like Subject 2. I think I started doing Subject 2 in maybe 2001, 2002 or so. I was doing Subject 2 properties, and you get your, say, $2,000 or $3,000, maybe $5,000 non-refundable option money, and you may get maybe $100 or $200 a month positive cash flow, but when that tenant leaves, that original deposit is pretty much gone. And so what I should have been doing while I was buying properties Subject 2, I should have also been doing some wholesale properties, to maybe make $3,000 or $4,000, maybe $5,000 or $10,000, extra a month. But I didn't do that. That was just a mistake that I made.
Yeah. So what's your main exit strategy now? I mean, do you still do Subject 2s and wholesales and rental properties, or what's your main target?
Okay, right now I have 4 rental properties. My focus right now is wholesaling and short sales. And let me just kind of clarify something. Because I've been in the business for a while and I know all types of strategies, pretty much any deal that comes on my desk, I can make an offer, a confident offer on that property. Okay, and it's always going to be multiple offers. So is it going to be a subject to? I can still do a subject to. Is it going to be a short sale? I have a deal right now. We got a BPO appointment set up, I think it's for tomorrow, where we originally thought it was going to be a subject to, and comes to find out the people are $35,000 behind, so it's going to be a short sale. Okay?
Yeah.
So irregardless to, even though my focus is wholesaling, irregardless of what comes on my desk, I can work that deal.
That's killer. That's called being a transaction engineer.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now with the short sales, my target is going to be, say, like the post bankruptcies. You know, people like that who've been in bankruptcy, they did not go according to the plan, and so they get kicked out. So before those properties actually show up on a true foreclosure list, I'm able to get access to those deals. It may be 30 to 60 days before that lender actually starts the foreclosure proceedings. So for me, those are like pre-foreclosure, but you could, you know, typically those deals are going to be your short sales. So I just started back marketing to the short sale arena.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
So you're kind of a veteran in the business. You've been in it for quite some time. How many deals? I know, you know, people don't usually keep track of their number of deals, but how many deals would you say you've closed since you started? And how many deals do you do on a basis now, like a monthly basis? What do you average on your deals? How many?
Okay. Oh, shit, Tracy, I don't know.
I didn't think you were going to know.
I mean, because, like, when I first started, I mean, that first year, shoots, I think I bought that one property because I was fumbling around trying to get all the education, and that was called being, you know, having the analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
Next year I did like three deals.
But you've been pretty consistent with your deals since you started. You never.
Right. Yeah, very consistent, but I don't keep track of that. But I can tell you now, like last year, I was closing at least 2 deals a month last year. Like this year, I've only been able to do maybe 1 a month.
Okay.
But what I've done, I'm not all over the place with my marketing. So it's a very targeted list of people that I market to. So I don't need to have 5 and 6 deals in the pipeline to close a deal.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And
I mean, that sounds good, but to me, that's just, I don't know, it's just too much.
Yeah, too much work.
Yeah.
Too much work. Pam, what is your best, and you don't have to get into details, but what's your best marketing strategy? What's your best, you know, your list and your strategy for generating your leads?
Okay. The best strategy is direct mail and cold calling. Those are 2 strategies. And the reason why I say that, because the list that I'll market to will originally do a cold call to the individual, and after that we will do follow-up direct mail. Now, with these particular individuals, some of these individuals are going to be evictions. And typically what I do, and I said I wasn't going to tell people exactly what I do, but I'll tell them anyway. But I'll take a list, let's say an eviction list. I'll take that eviction list. I'll also take the delinquent taxes, and I will pretty much put those lists together, okay? And so I will find the people that have filed an eviction. Some of these same people may be in default on a loan. Some of these same people may be delinquent on taxes. So I'm able to just narrow it down to a very few list of people. Now, I will say this. Every week, I'm sending at least 40 to 60 direct mail pieces in addition to cold calling.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're double backing on them. That's a pretty good strategy. That yeah, you don't know.
It works for me because I'm gonna tell you what I found is getting out test a lot of different things, because we know nothing is perfect. So I like testing, and so I know it's cheap. What I'm doing is inexpensive, so it's not costing me a lot of money. What I found was when it's these certain people, if I cold call them and they're saying yes, no, I'm not really sure, I hit them with a mail piece. Let them know that I'm still interested in buying the property. If I need to call again with the phone call, I'll do that. I'm making sure that, okay, taxes, because I can still see if taxes are being paid. Sometimes it's just timing with people. One of the deals we did last year, the lady needed to sell her property, but the timing was bad. Okay, it was in April. She was from Oklahoma, so that time of the month for her was really bad. They had a couple tornadoes that hit down. I had a niece that passed away the early part of that month, so it was a bad month. But I was able to follow up with her on a consistent basis. We were able to make $12,000 $11,000 on that deal.
Nice.
So, yeah, and so for me, it's just a matter of following up with people. I have a young lady I'm working with now. She's been cold calling. We have a couple of people who say, they want to sell the property. If they list it with a realtor, of course, they're going to lose money. So we're looking to do a subject too. They're kind of on the back burner right now, and they're simmering in the pot. So, and when that person is ready, because a couple of days ago, we hit a new month. So they're going to have to make that mortgage payment again. So eventually, that person is going to have to do something with that property. They file an eviction, and maybe or maybe not, they're going to go into default on their loan. We don't know.
Man, it's all about the follow-up, isn't it, Pam?
Yes, ma'am. And you have to be consistent. You have to, not be a pain in the behind, but be consistent with your follow-up.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree with that. What do you think is the one thing that separates you from your competitors?
I'm one of those, I can tell you this, I'll do things that other people will not do, such as the cold calling. Most people are not going to cold call. Now, we have some great wholesalers here in Houston. I mean, some big-time kick butt guys here. A lot of them are doing bandit signs. A lot of them are doing internet marketing. But I'm just going to that person. I'm just going to cold call that person. And if they hang up in my face, okay, fine, no problem. I'm going to send a direct mail piece. But I already have your phone number. I already have your property address, and your address. So I'm just going to do those things that maybe these guys will not do or not prepared to do. Or they may be doing it, I don't know it. But cold calling is just something I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, you got to do what other people won't so that you can do what other people can't.
Correct. I mean, if it takes, like with evictions, I've gone down to the courts, sat in on hearings, and I know what that's like. Of course, because I've been a landlord, I've had to evict a few people. Those are the things that I will do. Door knocking, I haven't done door knocking in years. However, I've had people to do door knocking for me. But I think a killer way to get deals is door knocking and cold calling.
Yeah, and I know a lot of you're right about a lot of people not willing to do that. Just that takes a lot of energy. And finally, Pam, I got to know the answer to this one. What made you decide to join the mob?
Well, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I'm pretty honest. I always say I'm gonna be totally honest. I'm always honest. I don't have to be totally. It is what it is. I'm in several real estate groups, Facebook groups, and I noticed that we have this huge group that sometimes when people ask questions, they get beat down. I notice sometimes when people ask questions, there's a lot of sarcasm, or you get a lot of stuff that's just not quality information. I mean, a lot of these people are very, very educated. They're veterans, some of them. And I just wanted a group that was strictly business. You're an administrator, you're the owner of the group, and you're one of those people who doesn't take any crap. And so I know that your group is going to be very, very quality. Okay, it's going to be of great quality. And then the education. And I know there are things that because you're killing it. There are things that that I didn't know. And I wanted to get in that inner circle with quality people. And so when I started seeing certain people like Lawrence Roberts, that's in that group, Ed Sayani, he's not a lot of active, not very active, but he comes in. But I met Ed a few years ago at a boot camp in Phoenix. He's very knowledgeable. So being able to have access to people with a lot of knowledge without all the excess drama that goes on, I don't have time for it. So
yeah, that's awesome, man. That's so killer. That's awesome.
yeah.
Wow, Pam, and I certainly, want to thank you. You do a lot of contributing to the group as well, and with your knowledge, and you bring a different take on the business that everybody has their own little thing that they do. So I certainly appreciate all that you contribute to the group as well. We love having you as a mobster. I'm glad you joined up, and I thank you for your time today. I know you got to run. So we'll be posting this in the members site, and thank you very much, Aunt Pam. We love you.
I love you too. Can I say something?
Sure.
So okay, a lot of times, I don't know if we have a lot of new people in the mob, or new people coming in, or just getting started in the business or whatever. But I think some of the mistakes some new people make, and I think I've made the same thing, is not being focused. And I think it's so important to learn how to do basic tasks, learn how to do basic strategies, and then move on to different things. Once you've kind of mastered, maybe say wholesaling, learn how to wholesale a property, learn how to get a property on a contract. I mean, I've had people that will inbox me, and I don't know if you get many inbox messages, but I get so many people that inbox me, if I post something about a short sale. Oh, well, can you show me how to do short sales? Okay, well, do you know how to wholesale? Do you know how to put a property on a contract? No, but learn how to do that. Yeah. Master that, then move on to that. There have been times where you'll have an individual, they want to learn how to wholesale. And then somebody start talking about, oh, why wholesale when you can do a subject to? And they try to learn how to do a subject to. And then somebody start talking about short sales. And then after 9 months, you don't have not one deal that you put on a contract. So,
there are a lot of different directions people can take in the business,
Right. And so there's so many different directions, but there's always a foundation to each direction. Yeah. If you don't know how to put a property on the contract, if you don't know how to negotiate, all this other stuff really doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. The fundamentals. It's like learning how to walk.
Exactly. But anyway, it's been a pleasure. I love real estate. I love being in the mob. And I appreciate you taking the opportunity to even interview me today.
Oh, thanks, Pam. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.